My friends were like talking about it.
No.
What did you
It
do?
was a really big deal.
All right, so shh. Nobody's really talking about calculus. I need you to talk about calculus. Anyway, so last week, I know some of you guys not here. Caden, Apple, I don't know. I think Jacob not here Friday. No, you were here. Okay, basically we just talk about we talk about the integration of trig functions, right? And which is integration of natural log, integration of tan of x, and integration of secant of x, and also and using integration, like using the natural log integration for those. But we also talk about the derivative of the e to the x, which is e to the x. And we also talk about derivative of e to the u, which is eu du dx. Okay. We talk about that. And then you guys have homework questions. So which homework question you guys have? 53. Okay. So 53 is a great question because it's involved the integration and thing. So 53 is integration of, wait, hold on a sec, I don't have it. 53, no. 53 here. Okay. 53 basically is asking what is the derivative of this function. So it's f of x is equal to ln of x pi and cosine of e to the t dt. Now, here what it is if you have something like this, the thing is I am a calculus teacher and I don't even know how to take cosine e to the t. It's not because I don't know, it's there's no proper tool for it. There's not even integration by parts because in BC you can do integration of cosine of x e to the x, but you cannot do cosine of e to the x. It's just not possible. As a my skill as well. So it's just not only you. It's like, okay, so how do I? But the thing is, you gotta understand what the question is. The question is asking f prime of x, right? So that means I'm looking for d to the dx of integration of this part. So that means when the questions show up that way, that means you take integration and derivative. Then what you can do is you can say, okay, well, let's assume that this is g of t. And this is g of t dt. And why do I assume? Because I don't really give a shit about what kind of function this is. I just know that I need to take integration and I need to take a derivative, right? So so then you can say, okay, well, let's just take integration of the non-capital G. It's like Mario, right? So if you take an integration of this, it's going to be g of ln of x minus g of pi. And then you're going to take a derivative following with that because we're looking for f prime of x. So that's going to be g of ln of x times 1 of x minus g of pi times 0. And then you can say, oh yeah, that if this g of t is equal to cosine, oops, is equal to g of t is equal to cosine of e to the t. I'm just going to plug in the natural log of x. So it'd be cosine of e to the natural log of x times 1 over x. Now this part is 0. And then you recognize that this part here is the inverse each other. So it'd be cosine of x over x. And that's the final answer. This is a beautiful answer. E to the ln is going to cancel out. So it's going to be cosine of x. And g of pi times 0, anything times 0 is go away because pi, derivative pi. Last time people thought pi is going to be pi, derivative pi is not pi, derivative pi is 0. And that's a very good question, by the way. Some of you guys didn't do homework because due to Super Bowl or NRC because I have talk about rock climbing and whatever.
Yeah, that's what.
You guys can go back and redo them, but make sure you understand them.
I know, bro. That's such a genuine strat. I don't know. I feel like they don't.
Yes.
Over 65.
Yeah, that's the question I want to go over next too. Okay, so this is a very good question. Okay, so this is a great question. I don't want you to do anything else. I just want you to focus on taking derivative x e to the y. Make sure everybody got the same answer. But just focus on, hey, if you know how to take derivative x e to the y, which is this one just implicit derivative. If you did your homework, you should know what to do. If you did your homework, you should recognize certain things. Your test will be Friday. Thursday, we're grading a last FRQ. And like I said, if you are gonna be absent on Friday for whatever reason, take it on Thursday, because if you come back on Tuesday, you'll forget everything. So you'll get much lower test score, unless you're somebody who's pretty smart who can retain all the information over the weekend. Some people can, yes. You cannot. You're gonna be not here Friday? No, you were absent one day last week.
I think it's because I was at the doctor's.
Oh yeah, you were.
Yeah. I came in and said,
Something about your physical, right?
nah.
Oh, you try to get prescription.
Nah, that wasn't what that was for. That was
More Adderalls.
unknown to me.
I didn't know I was getting that, but
Sore throat, cough. Give me a steroid.
Okay. Did you take a derivative of this part correctly? Just this part alone. If you do this part alone, you know what happened. But there was implicit derivative along with along with a product rule. So if I take a derivative of x e to the y, that means if I take a derivative of x, it's going to be 1. And then e to the y, I'll leave the e to the y alone. Plus, I'm going to take a derivative of the e to the y, but leave the x alone. So it'll be e to the y, but times dy dx. Hopefully you have that. Anybody not having that? Raise your hand. Do you understand that? Why that is? I'm going to do a product rule on the second one as well. So what's derivative of y? Is dy dx, right? E to the x plus y e to the x is equal to 0. So this is the derivative. Is this okay, Larissa?
Why is it 0?
Because derivative 1 is 0. Yeah, that's also like an easy miss if you miss that part. So be careful. Anytime the constant is gonna go to 0. It's okay right now you miss, but long as you don't miss it on the test time. So now I'm gonna take a derivative e to the y here. We're gonna solve for dy dx. We're gonna move everything to the other side, so it'll be negative e to the y, negative y e to the x. And this you can vector out dy dx, and this is gonna be x e to the y plus e to the x. And it'll be dy dx is equal to negative e to the y minus y e to the x over x e to the y plus e to the x. Now I gotta plug in 0 and 1 there. So I'm gonna plug in 0 on the x, and you'll realize the bottom is 0 times e to the 1. That's gonna go 0 plus e to the 0, which is 1. Negative e to the 1 minus 1 e to the 0. So in this case, e to the 0 is 1, and 0 times e is 0. This one's a negative e minus 1. So it'll be y minus 1 equal to negative e minus 1 times x. And that's the equation tangent line. Yes?
Would you mark points if I put x minus?
What?
Would you mark points x minus? Like x1, 0.
I cannot hear you.
Would you mark points off if I put x minus 0? Because like the x would be.
Yeah, x minus 0 is fine. Any other questions from homework you want me to go over?
Over 47.
The y equal to 2 over e to the x plus
Yeah.
e to the negative x? Just take a quotient rule. Sure. Y is equal to 2 over e to the x plus e to the negative x. So y prime is equal to low.
You do product rule since the top is like a number.
You can do either rule, or you can do chain rule if you wanted to. You're gonna get some exact answer. Low d high minus high d low.
You can, but that's why you do the product. Because it's a expression.
So the final answer should be negative 2 e to the x minus e to the negative x over e to the x plus e to the negative x. Is that okay? Square?
What question is it?
This is a question 47. That's a quotient rule. Okay, so one other question I want to go over is this one, and I really like this question. I really think I will put it on the test, and so if you pay attention, it will be really helpful. So the question it looks like this one is f double prime of x is equal to negative 4 times x minus 1 squared minus 2, and f prime of 2 is equal to 0, f2 of equal to 3. I think the final c is 7, I think.
Yeah.
It's plus 7, negative 7. It's plus 7. F2 is equal to 3. If you did your question correct, your C should end up to be plus 7 according to Lian. So I think if you did that right, then that's good. So for this particular question, if they give you a second derivative, then that means you have to take integration. But every time integration, it's gonna give you a C, and you have to integrate according to that C. Luckily, the first C I believe is 0. The second C is plus 7. So if I integrate this, there's 2 type of integration involved. One is have you recognize if any other thing than first power is natural log. The first power is going to be natural log, but if any other power than 1, then it's going to be just power rule. So what I'm trying to say is this, is you can break down to this minus 2x here, and this dx right here. So I'll just take integrate the second part, but not the first part. So therefore, I can focus on u substitution, and the du is equal to dx. So that's going to be u to the 2, and this is negative 4 over 1 du minus 2x. Now this one is nothing to do with natural log because it's u to the square. Only if u to the 1 on the bottom is going to be natural log. So in this case, u squared, so just u to the negative 2 du. This is power rule. So u to the negative 1 over negative 1 plus c. So that's going to give you a 4 4 over x minus 1 minus 2x plus c is equal to f prime of x. According to this, 0 is equal to 4 times 1 of 2 minus 1 minus 2 times 2 plus c. So this one is going to give you 4 minus 4, c is equal to 0. So integration of 4 over x minus 1 minus 2x plus 0 dx. Well, this one's very easy. 4 ln of x minus 1 minus x squared over 2, so 2 cancel out, plus c. So this is f of x. And now this becomes f of x. Now we got to just figure out this 3 is equal to 4 ln of what? 2 minus 1, so 2 minus 1 is 1, minus 2 squared plus c. So c is equal to 7. So therefore this is 7, and this is my final answer. Now, is this question, I think, will be on the test, on my test at least? It should be, because it's a great question. That is like, we have like a lot of people thinking about 1 over u squared is also natural log. No, 1 over u squared is power rule. 1 over u is natural log.
Would you take off points if we don't write like the final equation, C and everything?
You should.
Yeah.
A lot of time I would just say to people, it's always like just write stuff down. Because at the end of the day, you want to get a point, not to get like 30 point taken off because you didn't write such a thing. Like sometimes like people don't even write down the questions. I think like, do you have to write down a question? No. But if you write down questions, it help your brain think through the questions. So, I mean, and sometimes you do need to write down a question. I don't know, it depends on the situations. Next question. Oh, actually, we got to do other things. Is this okay? All right. So, since we already talk about derivative e to the x, so we should know integration e to the x is. What's integration e to the x? Well, don't forget there's a plus c, right? On the math competition, by the way, some of you guys that joined, so Oliver was there, and yeah, only Oliver in this period. Actually, I have the most people in my first period. I have Mason, Nico, Lewis, and Jew, and Valian. Actually, 5 people from first period. They actually, you know, they all contribute to we winning the 3rd place, which is, I thought we're gonna win like 4th or 5th, but end up they got 3rd due to a lot of good member from Algebra 2, and also they fought really hard for calculus. We barely like, we win by 2 points on the calculus team against Boom. So we actually placed, we had to like, we got very close to place 5th, but we finished 6th. But all combination of all the team together, we do get 3rd place. So that's still pretty impressive, I feel like. Integration of e to the u du is equal to e to the u plus c. Now, a lot of people think this is the same as before. It's definitely not the same. It's definitely not the same. It's not the same as the other one. And why is it not the same? Because there is a du here, and there's a u here. Even though it looks exactly the same. When I was in school, I thought they were the same. So I thought they were the same. Why? Because I would think about integration of e to the 2x is equal to what? Yes?
The stream is frozen.
Oh, thank you. My memory. Oh, still on the previous thing? Okay. Okay. Integration of e to the 2x, what do you think is going to be? Like, if you don't think carefully, you're going to get a wrong answer like me. When I was in high school, I got a wrong answer. And I don't want you to be like me. I want you to be smarter than me. So what's integration e to the 2x dx? Write it down if you think you know the integration e to the 2x. Yes. Jacob, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No.
Okay, fine. Anybody think can brave enough tell me what's integration of e to the 2x? Don't look up ChatGPT. Come on. What's your first intuition? 2e to the 2x is actually better than I did, but it's wrong. Leanne, what do you think?
I was thinking that, but
Oliver?
Is it 1/2 times?
Yes. And here's the thing about that if you write stuff down, that you will understand that this one is actually you. Like stuff people don't write. I mean, I just tutored somebody that one of you at high school yesterday last night, and he's got 50% on the test. And I will tell you that why he screwed up. He just forgot to write down u equal to something and du is equal to something. And even though that's very like trivial, but still people don't do that and causing the answer to get it wrong and not just really sad. But no, you try to do it. U equal to 2x. Try to do du and find out why that is, right? Why that is. Don't just and I'm not gonna say that about you because I did the same mistake when I was in high school. I thought well, the answer is just 2e to the 2x. I wasn't smart enough as well. So so if you do it correctly, you'll find out y is 1/2. Right? U equal to 2x, du equal to 2dx, and du over 2 equal to dx. And that's gonna be e to the u du over 2, and that's gonna give you 1/2 e to the u. I know you cannot see, but I'm gonna write it just in case it will show up later. But you should know the answer is 1/2 e to the 2x. Plus c. Yes.
Could you say that's because like integral and derivative are opposites, that instead of multiplying by 2, it would be the inverse, which is dividing by 2?
With you, yes, you can think that way because you very intuitive. You can think those things out, but it doesn't mean that will apply to everybody. So for me, like if I want general teach everybody to get a right answer, I would tell students just write stuff down. Right, write stuff down. And if you write stuff down, it's gonna get things. So you probably had to watch the stream rather because I don't know why my projector is not working.
the best seats in the house.
Oh.
Okay.
Work.
So how do you know when it's the e to the u or e to the x?
It's anything other than x is u. So even e to the 1/2 x, that's u.
Okay.
Right? So if today I would just ask you e to the 1/2 x dx, now what do you think that answer is? Yeah, that's gonna how that's inverted. So that's reciprocal. So this one, if you do correctly, then you will get u equal to 1/2 x and du is like this, and then dx is equal to du times 2, and so that's how you get 2. So this one, the answer is gonna be 2e to the 2x, 2e to the 1/2 x plus c, rather than anything else. So I want you to try one on this one. So I'm gonna give you a little bit trickier. So if today I have e to the 2x, don't open it for him. Leave him outside. Okay, so I'm gonna make this question a little bit different. So now you guys have to know, like,
split it up.
You split up. Good. Let's split up. Yes.
Can you know that color? Did you draw it? Did you draw it?
Green one.
You didn't draw the blue one.
God, you guys drew the green one. I just fixed it.
You fixed the face. Okay.
Made it look more.
That's not a fancy thing out there.
How close do you live?
It's like you know, not a Copacabana return to the
Yeah,
left.
it's probably plus.
Yes.
In front of- in front of-
You should get a scooter. Just scooter to school. You probably save more money.
Huh?
Scooter.
Scooter? I'll probably die. I can now drive.
You probably can pull over my ice.
Yeah. They seem to ride that they're gonna see I'm not crashing. Oh no, you're gonna be like, come on.
Bunch of ice age and just tackle you down.
Yeah, live stream broke again.
Ah, damn.
Good thing it
I need to reset my computer. I think like my memory is full. That's why. Let me see if I can fix it right now. Delete.
How do you explain to the
Yes. Plus.
Yeah.
Can you read the computer?
I canceled
That
out.
like doesn't become negative X.
All right. So if you do it correctly, it should split them. So if you split them, it should be 3e to the 2x over e to the 2x minus 2e to the x over e to the 2x minus 5 over e to the 2x. Now, if you simplify this, it'll end up being 3 minus 2e to the negative x. Is that okay? Minus 5e to the negative 2x dx. Now, here's the thing. This one and this one require use substitutions. Why? Because any other thing than x. So you write stuff down. So integration of 3, that's going to be 3x. That's fairly easy. Minus 2 integration e to the negative x dx. And then minus 5 integration e to the negative 2x dx. Now, what I'm going to do is write simple things down. U equal to negative x. Because anything other than x is u substitution. Du equal to negative dx. Then you say, oh yeah, that's 3x minus 2 integration e to the u. And this becomes plus. Why is it plus? Because this one's a negative. It's going to cause this negative becomes plus. Does that make sense? Yes, Gaten.
Why?
Because anything other than x is u. So even negative x is u. But if you do it, you're going to see that negative dx there. And that's why it's going to cause this sign to change. So that's going to be integration du. And same thing here, u equal to negative 2x. Again, anything's not x, I'm going to set it as u. So du is negative 2 dx, and then du over negative 2 equal to dx. And this one, negative 5 integration e to the u. This one's du over negative 2. Now this is going to be 3x plus 2e to the negative x minus plus 5 over 2 e to the negative 2x plus c. Very hard to get this one right. Very hard to get this one right, even though it's splitting. But there's so many like little detail things. A lot of people don't write this down. It costs you points. No. It will cost you a point because you're not going to get a right answer. So it's not like some people can do it in their head. So my BC kids, they can do it in their head because they see that all the time. And they say u is equal to that and du is inverse of that. Just like what Max is thinking. Which is Max is thinking on the right track, but not a lot of people can see that right away. Like, for example, integration of cosine of 2x, right? dx. You probably think about, you know, a sine of 2x or negative sine of 2x or whatever, right? But it's actually, there's 1/2 in front of it because u equal to 2x, du equal to 2 dx, and then du over 2, that's how you get half. So some people can immediately think about this without thinking about u substitution. Most of my BC kids should be able to do that. Should. Not including Sepper.
Yeah, no,
Sepper scored lower than AB's kids.
bro. I don't want to talk about that.
Sepper scored lower than Oliver.
Yeah, Oliver's smart. I don't care about Oliver.
Yeah, but Oliver is not in BC.
He's just like too good in AB. Like that, like.
Okay. So now the next one, I want you to take an integration like this. E to the square of x dx. What's the integration of this one? You cannot just cancel the square root like that, but you had to cancel it differently. Okay.
Is it one?
Is the answer 1? No.
Oh, 1 plus C.
No. How'd you get 1 plus C? U equal to what? What would you set U equal to, Emma?
Square root of X.
Good. That's a good choice. Great choice. Du, well, this one's gonna be x to the 1/2, right? And that's gonna be 1/2 x to the negative 1/2 dx. Is that okay? Can I write that in terms of square root? Yeah, I can. This one 2 square root. Because I'll change it to the bottom, becomes positive. And I'll move it to the other side. Now you see this, you change e to the u square root of x. And by writing down this, it's so valuable. Now you see this cancel. And if you see this cancel, guess what? Integration 2 e to the u du. And that's going to be 2 e to the square root of x plus c.
One out from U2.
You can, but then this one will also become u, right? So this is u, eventually is going to cancel out anyway. Somebody says last period as well? But yeah, they will eventually cancel out. The goal is to cancel those square root x out. And if you see that immediately, you can get it done. Next one. What? What?
Hey,
I mean, I get that you use it for that.
Then du is equal to what?
Wait, we didn't have BC homework.
Your homework is watch Super Bowl and write an essay about Bad Bunny. I'm just kidding.
Hey, I'll do that all day. I'm already so prepared to like rage bait Greenwald today, bro. It's gonna be a great day. I'm gonna get in there and be like, what do you think about the Super Bowl black?
What do you think about K-Rock concert?
Huh? Hell no! You think he likes Bad Bunny? Bad Bunny's a disgrace to all Americans, bro.
He doesn't think Puerto Ricans Americans.
He hates Bad Bunny, bro.
I don't know if he said.
Oh,
He said that.
that was your opinion.
No. I love Bad Bunny, bro.
Okay, what is u equal to here? What do you think I said u equal to? No.
1 plus e.
Why? No, so some people say 3x, right? Think about 3x. Is that going to help me? It will be e to the u over 1 plus e to the u. That doesn't really help me.
You can cancel stuff out.
But Samuel says u equal to 1 plus e to the 3x. Just whole denominator. Right? And then you got du equal to 3e to the 3x dx. Now you see that it's going to clearly cancel out the other one. Does that make sense? So that's going to be u on the bottom, e to the 3x still up there. This one's going to be du over 3e to the 3x. Now, once you cancel that out, then that's gonna be 1/3 du over u, and that becomes a natural log. Does that make sense? And this becomes an answer.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
You did it?
Yeah, I got it. No, she did it right.
Honestly, it is bullying.
You not?
Hey.
It's okay. Just open up to it. Come on, father.
Bullying is the.
Just walk in and walk out.
The first thing you did was.
Oh,
Oh, I just said, hey.
Never. Just walk in and walk out.
Out of the closet.
It's just like
On stage. This was all on this
Bye. I'm so sorry, Hannah. I feel so bad. She didn't know where to go, so I told her, yeah, this math competition, and she went to Olympia. And he was running by himself all the way to 9:30. And I was like, holy shit. And she texted me like 8:30. I didn't see the text. And because I was like talking to people and I didn't see a text until I was proctoring, I thought, hey, wait, why is she responding? It's like, where's the math competition? It was in Lyman High School. So she was sitting here waiting, one car by herself. This is a sweet girl too. What was that?
my homework.
It was only 7th period.
It was only 7.
Have a good day.
Bye.
You guys tried so hard like that. What was that autistic? It was like,